Und damit geht es weiter mit Let's Play Fake und Order. Ich bin sowieso fix. Wir sind hier im Beni-ema. Beim letzten Mal haben wir unser werter unser Fions mal wieder dafür gesorgt, dass wir sie burnen wollen. Sie haben mir nämlich hier einen wichtigen Schein entweiht, natürlich mit der Hilfe von Goredofl. Und nun haben wir 2 Wochen Zeit, um hier erneut Spenden für den werten Ema zu sammeln, sonst werden wir zu einem kleinen Schweinchen. Und ich möchte gefressen werden. So, Spirits and Records of the Ema Prosperities, Section 2, Casualty Landing Ahead. Weil ich befürchte, nicht nur, dass wir ein Schweinchen werden, ich denke, wir landen dann auch gleich mal auf der Karte. Und ehrlich gesagt, fressen ist gut, aber gefressen werden, weiß ich nicht. Here, this barrel hard chap. This is where Mr. Maxim and Miss Smash will be staying. We hope you are fine to your liking, chap. Don't worry, chap. We lock the doors tight when it's bedtime. Madame Benny insists that men and women only sleep by side once they're happily married, chap. Yes, of course, chap. Also, sie kann neben Goredofl schlafen. You know, everything else aside. Yes, and it's absolutely beautiful here. Look, we can see the entire mountain range from our window. Hi there, neighbor. I just stopped by to say hi from the Kingfisher Hall next door. That must be Tomo, Kim, and Tomoe. Come on in. Don't mind if I do. See, you have a corner room. No, I thought the view was good from our room. It would seem to be a bit larger than ours as well. I always thought Miss Beni-ema hated humans, but perhaps I was mistaken. A hot spring and food that grants stamina. I know the mountain within nothing better to do. It's bound to be only a matter of time before one thing leads to another here. What a wonderful place. Alright, that's enough of that, Kirei. We have a serious job to do here, remember? And if we don't do it right, Master and Mesh are going to be to pay price just as much as we are. There's the Sparrow's room, yes. It's me, Goredofl. We're coming in. Ah, I see. This room has quite a lot of charm as well. There's a warmth to the Japanese saints I rather like. Good. You're all here. It seems we are right to come this way, my lord. Indeed, we first thought we would go for a dip in these hot springs we've heard so much about, but sadly they are closed right now. So instead we decided to come here and figure out our strategy. It would seem there's more to it than meets the eye. So you've all been to see the rooms then. Let's see, I think there I found it. Here you go, I tried to making some tea with leaves and a teapot that came with the room. They even have manjo to go with it. Why, thank you, Demi-Servant. Very considerate. My mates could learn a thing from you two here. Ah, but we mustn't let ourselves get sidetracked. The situation is most dire. What now? What can we do? I may be eminently capable commander, but this is a foreign land. Not to mention I am still thrilled to be Archspring in for the first time in my life. I can't even begin to imagine how one might go about collecting gratitude. Do you have any ideas, Tamomo? This is sort of the thing isn't really my field of expertise, so I can't be 100% sure. But I think we should start with odd jobs like Miss Beni-ema said. None of us are artisans, and we don't know the first thing about running an inn. So I say we start by finding tasks we can handle without a problem. That help us naturally get to know the inn's inner working in terms of both layout and policies. As long as we do that, it won't be long before we know what we can do and what we want to do. So on that note, here you go, Master. Are these mystic codes? But there's something different about them. Senpai, these are Yukata traditional hot springs in uniforms. I've always wanted to try one. That's right. I thought you might need them. So ask Miss Beni-ema, if she could spare some. It's a bit of a rush job, but I use a mixer, my Shinda and curse power, and of course the power of my love to perfectly alter it to your size. Hey, no fair, Tamomo. Don't forget about me. I put a lot of love too. In fact, the kimono is one of my scales. Whenever you wear it, Master, you and I will be one mind and one body. How encouraging. One can never have too much love, and you certainly are loved, aren't you, Master? Very well then. I have a gift of my own this year. I spoke with some sparrows on our way here. I asked them if they have any jobs that needed to be done, and they told me something very interesting. The Emate is run solely by Madame Beni-ema and her 9 appearance sparrows, but they are currently shortened thanks to the demonic monkey's mischief. I was further taught that they have 3 specific jobs that require doing. First, pursue fresh high-quality ingredients from the mountain and the river. Second, pursuing lumber as they use it for firewood, making repairs and so on. Third, chasing away the demonic monkeys who have been up to no end of mischief as of late. So, what do you think? Doesn't that third one sound like something we could get started on right away? That's perfect. As far as getting rid of demonic monkeys would be right up our alley. And since it was our own failings that brought about this precarious situation, it is only right that we fight ourselves to the bone, even without pay. One might even say this will bring a whole new meaning to the world. Payback. Forgive me, my tongue is not nearly as sharp as Molkart's blade. I think it's best if you leave the wordplay to me from now on, Diamond. It is decidedly not your forte. Nonetheless, I like your spirit. Now then, if you're going to fight demonic monkeys, we should do so in the forest behind the inn. Master, feel free to command Diamond as you see fit. That goes for me too, of course, since I partially to blame for the disturbance at the tributary. Dich kann ich also auch befehligen, Goredofl, oder? Well then, I'm official delegation the feedback to you and Team Maxi. In the meantime, there's something that's been nagging at me, so I'm going to take a look around the inn and see what things I here really like. So you're splitting up. Come on, more ground then. Understood. Come on, Master. Let's get changed into our Emite. It's the work closes and head outside. Goredofl will sicher nur chillen. So wie ich ihn kenne. Okay, liebe Leute, schöne neue Anzeige. Und damit geht es nun los. Wir werden uns dann, würde ich sagen, gleich wieder machen. Genau, wir sammeln hier nämlich Ressourcen. Wenn wir genügend dann da haben, können wir dann hier, keine Ahnung, 10 Uhr ist. Wahrscheinlich habe ich es schon verpasst am ersten Tag. Schade. Genau, dann schalten wir nämlich neue Quest frei und dann geht es nämlich weiter. Aber jetzt machen wir erstmal einen kleinen Cut. Und beim nächsten Mal geht es dann... Oh, nee. Also beim nächsten Part geht es schon nicht weiter. Aber wir machen ja gleich noch Section 3, weil das Farmen, würde ich sagen, mache ich offscreen. Dann können wir ja gleich noch Section 3 machen. Aber ich denke, dann mit Section 4 können wir dann erst weitermachen, wenn wir dann hier ein bisschen gegrindet haben. Ich verschwende gerade so hart meine wunderschöne AP, aber egal. So, I think we could use a little break. Und 7 Minuten wäre ein bisschen kurzes Part, fällt mir auch so auf. Okay, oh, mächtig zu süß das. Why don't you all rest up then? I can make some tea. Thank you, Mish. Tea would be lovely. I've never gathered firewood, got this before. It's exhausting. Could afford me, seeing how much you look and enjoying yourselves. Well, of course. I mean, I'm working side by side with Master at a lot of hot springs in. As far as I'm concerned, we're practically on a honeymoon. I don't mind the fact either. In fact, I could not be happier that I can be helpful to Miss Beni-ema. However, all that yard work didn't amount to a single scrap of gratitude. That's what you're getting at, isn't it, Tommy? I couldn't agree more. If we don't spend things up soon, our pignification is all but assured. Start in innovating and fast. Director Goredofl is alright. Can you think of anything that might help us, Senpai? I say we call Chaldea. The Emma tastes beautiful, but it doesn't seem to have many guests. That's true. We'll never be able to get offerings without guests. And we can't just go back to Chaldea until we manage to lift our curse. Indeed, if we return without a resolution, we would have no choice but to simply wait for our fate. Yes, exactly. It's still too soon to ask Chaldea for help. Besides, the communicator's been acting up a bit anyway. But no matter, as long as I'm here, we have no need to seek Sion or Da Vinci or anyone else's advice. True. The only other guests we've seen here are those who have been staying at the Emate for years. They may well be giving offerings every day, but even so... Yes, it's inevitable that their great tutor would fate us that their life here becomes routine. Their motifs may be a beautiful inn, but it does seem to trouble attracting new guests. The whole building is matrically well kept, but it also feels lonely. I wonder why things end up this way. Quite. It is undeniably strange that such a miraculous inn would be so bereft of visitors. But we can, and should, save the discussion for another time. Especially since our path forward is now clear. It is? Absolutely. You said it yourself, Master. Mehr Gäste anziehen, oder? If there are no new guests coming to stay, we need to merely go find some. This inn may be normally inaccessible to humans, but we have quite a surplus of non-human acquaintance. All we need to do is draw up our bonds, and we should have heroic spirits coming here, one after the other. I see, headhunting, but for guests instead of employees. Still, isn't there a limit to how many servants you could attract to here with your bonds alone? Yes, even if we assume the wandering sea Chaldea base can produce as much magic energy as Chaldea, we would still only be able to reshift one, maybe, or two more servants to the singularity. What's more, they would need to come here with a master. And since we can't return to Chaldea right now, I don't believe it's possible to summon them from here. So our only choice is to have them come directly from the throne of heroes. But in order to do that, we would need power equivalent to a Holy Grail. Which is exactly why it will work, Mish. The matter naturally attracts all sorts of spirits, right? Then by definition, this whole inn must function as a summoning location. Oh. So how do we get more guests? Simply attention-grabbing advertising. We tell prospectors guests that if they come here, they will find wonderful food, scenery and service in equal measures. And once their taste starts to free again, word of mouth will spread and the more curious heroic spirits will be compelled to come stay for themselves. Now then, what is it we need to do in order to make that happen, Master? Do all the jobs. Haha, thank you for putting into words what I could not. I'm encouraged to see you haven't let the sudden turn from pleasure trip to working holiday get you down. If that's what you want, Master, I have no objections. That said, we will need to talk to Miss Benny and get her permission to handle that part. After all, if you're going to make suggestions about how to run it in itself, in addition to all the yard work, culinary work, cleaning and fixing up empty rooms, that goes well beyond what most people could consider to be a part-time job. Now let's see, why don't we start renovating one of the new sealed guest rooms? We certainly can't go around attracting guests if we don't have a place for them to stay. As they say, you have to walk before you can run, or clean before you can entertain in that case. Yes, well said, Tawamonome. Haha, I wonder why your name just rose off the tongue. Well then, we now know what it is we must do. Maxie, the first order of business is to make sure our guest room's usable. This may be a small step for you, but it will be a giant leap for me, specifically for ensuring you remain as I am. Go on then, get to work, boy. I'll be here to support as best as I can. Ja, danke, Gold auf Musik. Es ist ein Jahr mit dir. Oh, cool. Die 10 vom letzten Jahr. Sieht immer noch sehr schön aus, Mann. Habe ich übrigens lange Zeit wirklich immer aktiv eingesetzt. So, genau. Und jetzt müssen wir erstmal hier ein bisschen Ding sammeln. Das werden wir auch machen. Doch wir machen jetzt erstmal einen kleinen Cut und ich fahre jetzt erstmal ausgehen. Und dann sehen wir uns dann gleich wieder, wenn wir dann weitermachen können. Da würde ich sagen, bis. Okay, und dann sind wir in der nächsten Runde. Es tut mir fast leid, ich habe ja die Lobby hier schon selber zusammengebaut. Und damit haben wir hier einen neuen Raum hier zusammengebaut. Es geht so schön, weil ich halt alle Cs halt schon habe, Leute, Mann. Es ist erstmal zweiter Rerun? Nach Summer 3 ist es erstmal zweiter Rerun und Reruns sind schon nice, Mann, wenn die ganzen, also besonders bei dem, weil ich halt auch die ganzen Gacha-Cs habe. Aber nun gut, liebe Leute. Dann würde ich sagen, machen wir jetzt hier noch ganz flott Sektion 4 des Records of the MRT Prosperity Sparrows and Day Report. The First Customer. Oh nein, ein Kunde! Bedient ihn! Schnell! Verstecken wir Kühe mit. Sie versteckt ihn nur. Das ist nämlich sehr gut. Das ist nämlich sehr wahrscheinlich, Mann. Und es war auch so nett, ich muss beide Quests, die wir hatten, nur jeweils einmal machen. Hat einfach 80 von diesen Dingern. Here, thought I would step out and loosen my sword arm about a familiar mountain, only to find myself at a hot springs instead. I must have crossed a certain boundary without realization, but which bond called on me? No doubt I will be unable to return should I cross the bridge, but then it is not every day that one has the chance to be spirited away. Whichever way it turns out, it should make for a good drinking story. Der ist immer gut, was man mit Saufen erzählen kann. Maxi, Chip, you fixed up the guest room to make it usable? Just doing my job, Chip. Chip, tell me what did you tell me? You'll be doing some large-scale renovation, but I'm still surprised at how fast you work. I guess I have to reconsider the way to do some things around here. After all, the more rooms we have to available, the more guests will show up. Foom! Pardon me, am I correct in assuming this is a hot spring inn? I guess it looks like someone showed up simple. Chip, thank you for coming all this way, sir. Is something wrong, sir? Actually, may I ask which god you might be? I can tell from your face that you've seen a lot of bloodshed. I have no intention of being judgmental, but it's also my job to keep all my other guests safe. Honored travelers, this is a place of healing and hot springs. If you mean to purify yourself, Chip, I suggest you try another inn. I assure you, madam, you have me wrong. I killed not a single person in life. I'm simply a humble mountain dweller who ended up as a servant purely by mistake. I have no intention of causing disturbance, nor am I beset by would-be rivals seeking a challenge. I merely happened upon this inn by chance, or perhaps by stroke of karma. At any rate, I am quite taken with this solitary atmosphere. Might you have a room available? A servant, yep. Does that mean you're a servant in the heroic spirit? Familiar like the ones Maxi mentioned? Indeed I am. Madam, did you just say Maxi? Kotaro, sir here, the one who came here. Hey there! I see, so it was not my bond to the inn that led me here, but my bond to a human. You must tell me how you came to be another time, madam. Would you be so kind to show me my room? I would rather my acquaintances not to see me while I'm exhausted. I must first rid myself of the grime accustomed on my journey. Tap! I saw you to your room then, chap. Here, let me take you back, chap. There's something suspicious about the man. They say you know him. Yes, we do. His name is Koji, and the fact that he knows us must mean he's one from Chaldea. I see. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about him that irks me. Wondering someone like him or some Miss Musashi. Always smells like trouble. Huh? Musashi? As in Miyamoto Musashi? She's not here anymore, chap. She did stay here once, but I banned her for causing too much of the ruckus. I suppose you could say she's still lingering around in one sense. Anyway, pay no mind, chap. I'm willing to let the suspicious-looking samurai stay away here. I already promised Tamamo and the others that I wouldn't interfere with your work. Besides, all the cleaning you've been doing has been a big help. So go ahead and do whatever it is you need to do. As long as you conduct yourself properly, I'm sure that Emma won't mind. This is great, Senpai. Now we have official approval of Renovate Emate. If we keep improving at this rate, I'm sure we'll be able to get enough credit to it in no time. Alright. Okay, liebe Leute, dann möge nun der Grind beginnen. So, und noch mehr Aufgaben. So, genau, wir müssen nämlich jetzt warten, bis hier das erste Mal die Tripwoods ausgeschüttet werden. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie gesagt, ich glaube, ich habe es jetzt beim ersten Tag, habe ich es jetzt schon leider verpasst, aber vielleicht werden wir es in, oder? Ne, vielleicht am zweiten Tag, wenn wir es dann hinbekommen. Naja, das sehen wir dann, aber wir machen jetzt zumindest erstmal einen kleinen Cut und beim nächsten Mal geht es hier weiter mit Let's Play Fake Run Order und dann werden wir hier mit dem nächsten Kapitel weiter starten. Dann würde ich sagen, bis dann, noch rein, auf Wiedersehen.